You're standing in the grocery store aisle. You've already done the math 3 times. You know exactly how much is in your checking account. You know your rent is due Friday. And you're standing there genuinely debating whether you can afford the name brand pasta sauce or if you're going with the store brand again. Meanwhile, somewhere across town, a guy who makes 6 times your salary isn't thinking about pasta sauce at all. He's thinking about something completely different. And here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not because he's smarter than you. It's not because he got lucky. It's because he learned to think about money in a way nobody ever taught you. Today, we're going to fix that. Welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is about real personal finance for real people. No get-rich-quick tricks, no guru nonsense, just the stuff that actually works. Today, we're talking about mindset, but not in a fluffy, motivational poster kind of way. We're talking about specific, concrete mental habits that wealthy people use, habits that are so different from what most of us grew up with, they almost feel wrong at first. By the end of this video, you'll understand why 2 people can earn the same salary and end up in completely different financial situations 10 years later. Let's get into it.
Mental shift number 1. They don't think about money. They think about systems. Here's the first big difference. Most people think about money as something you earn and spend. You work, you get paid, you pay your bills, you maybe save a little. Then you do it all again next month. That's a cycle, and cycles keep you in the same place. Wealthy people think about money as something you route. Take Marcus, a middle school teacher in Ohio. He doesn't earn a massive salary, but 5 years ago, he set up something simple. Every paycheck, $200 automatically moves to a high-yield savings account, $100 goes into a low-cost index fund, and $50 goes into a separate account he only touches for car repairs and emergencies. He doesn't decide to do this every month. It just happens. That's a system. And systems don't rely on willpower. The money moves before Marcus can talk himself out of it. Most people save what's left over after spending. Wealthy thinkers spend what's left over after saving. That single reversal changes everything. Mental shift number 2. They're obsessed with the cost of not doing something. Here's a question most people never ask themselves. What does it cost me to wait? Regular financial thinking says, I can't afford to invest right now. Wealthy thinking says, what am I losing every month I don't start? Let's look at Priya. She's 29, living in Austin, and she kept telling herself she'd start investing when things settled down. She waited 4 years. Her coworker Dana started at 25 with just $150 a month. By the time they're both 60, Dana could have hundreds of thousands of dollars more. Not because she invested more money, but because she started earlier and let compound interest do the heavy lifting. Wealthy people are deeply aware of this invisible cost. They call it opportunity cost, the price of the option you didn't take. Every month you delay is a month you pay that cost. Mental shift number 3. They don't avoid risk, they manage it. Most people hear the word risk and they freeze. Stocks feel risky. Starting a side hustle feels risky. Even moving money out of a savings account feels risky. But here's what wealthy thinkers understand. Doing nothing is also a risk. Keeping all your money in a checking account that earns 0.01% interest, while inflation runs at 3%, means you're losing purchasing power every single year. Quietly, invisibly. Wealthy people don't gamble, but they do take calculated, informed risks, and they learn to get comfortable with uncertainty. They ask, what's the worst realistic outcome here? Can I recover from it? If yes, let's move. Okay, stop for a second. Because what we've covered so far, systems, opportunity cost, managed risk, that's all real. That's all important. But what I'm about to tell you is the part that most personal finance content skips entirely. It's the deeper layer of how wealthy people actually think. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Mental shift number 4. They buy time, not just things. 4:30 to 5:10. Rich people aren't cheap, but they think about purchases completely differently. When most people spend money, they ask, "Can I afford this?" Wealthy thinkers ask, "What does this buy me? And is it worth it?" A $400 robot vacuum might sound indulgent, but if it saves someone 3 hours a week, hours they can use to build a side income, spend with family, or simply rest and recharge, that purchase is actually buying time. They see money as a tool to purchase two things: freedom and time. Not status, not stuff. Freedom and time. Mental shift number 5. They treat financial education like a subscription. Here's something quietly powerful. Wealthy people, on average, dedicate time every single week to learning about money. Not obsessively, just consistently. They read one article, listen to one podcast episode, review their budget once a month, ask one question they didn't know the answer to. Think about James, a postal worker in Georgia. Not wealthy by most definitions, but over 7 years of learning a little every week, he paid off $34,000 in debt, bought a duplex, and now has a tenant helping cover his mortgage. He didn't have a finance degree. He just kept learning. Financial education isn't a one-time event. It's a habit. Let's recap what we've seen today, through real people, not theory. Marcus automated his savings so his system worked without willpower. Priya and Dana showed us that starting early beats starting big. We saw how risk isn't the enemy, the wrong relationship with risk is. We learned that wealthy thinkers buy time and freedom, not just things. And James showed us that consistent learning compounds just like interest does. None of these people were born rich. None of them won the lottery. They just started thinking differently, one habit at a time. Here's the honest truth about wealth in America. It is harder than ever to build. Costs are up, wages haven't kept pace, and the system isn't designed to help the average person win. But the gap between where most people are and where they could be is partly a gap in thinking. Not intelligence, not luck. Thinking. And thinking can be changed. You don't need to overhaul your life this week. Pick one shift from today's video. Just one. Maybe it's automating $50 a month into savings. Maybe it's looking up what a Roth IRA actually is. Maybe it's just asking yourself, what does this purchase really cost me? Small shifts, repeated consistently, over time. That's how the gap closes. If this video made you think about money differently, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below. Which mindset shift hit hardest for you?